Small businesses get boosts as government rolls out seed grants. Minister of the People, Social Development and Family Services, Vandana Mohit, said the government is committed to breaking the cycle of dependency by supporting enterprises. Through the Sowing Empowerment Through Entrepreneurial Development Seed Program, Minister Mohit said 66 micro businesses grants were distributed. Now, of course, that is good news, but I want to remind the government of Trinidad and Tobago and the Kamla Persad administration that it's all well and good. It's wonderful to assist these businesses in establishing themselves. But when it is you're imposing all these increased fines and taxes and so forth, and fees, government fees, service fees, custom fees, what you end up doing is taking away even more purchasing power of the population. This is why usually the UNC's style of governance is very similar to the Republican capitalist style of governance in America, which is lower taxes and less regulations. You are basically going totally against what you campaigned, what was part of your campaign promises and part of your manifesto. No more overheating phones. Cool your phones in seconds. Prevents damage to phones and battery issues. Better gaming experience and streaming. USB powered and fast charging. Lightweight and quiet. Ideal for kids and adults. Works with all smartphones. Makes a great gift. Call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Minister of the People, Social Development and Family Services, Vandana Mohit, is refuting claims that social services grants are being paid late. I guess she means deliberately. She was speaking during a media conference at the United National Congress headquarters on Sunday. The minister shared that there was an issue with the National Insurance Board previously, but assured that that issue has been addressed. She said that any delays after January 1st, 2026 falls outside of the ministry's control.
Through direct collaboration with the National Insurance Board of Trinidad and Tobago, we reduced the SCP backlog from over 2,300 cases to 175. And this is not rhetoric. And that this is at that time when we entered office. As we speak now, that those numbers are down. $3,048,445,571.39 was expended on the senior citizens pension, supporting 117,181 elderly citizens nationwide.
Premium touchscreen wireless headsets restocked. 1.9-inch HD full-color touchscreen. ANC and ENC noise reduction for crystal clear calls. 9D panoramic sound. Long battery life and fast charging. Control music, videos, TikTok, YouTube, and much more. Camera feature, voice assistant, timer, stopwatch, and lyrics on screen. Water resistant, sleek design. Available in gold, black, blue, and purple. Gift-ready packaging with replacement earbuds included. Never lose your earbuds again with the Find Headphones feature that actually works. Don't miss out. WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order. Limited stock available. Minister of Labour, Small and Micro Enterprise Development, Leroy Batiste, has announced that the government has approved the amendment of the Maternity Protection Act to address long-standing gaps, including paternity leave. Minister of Labor, Small and Micro Enterprise Development, Leroy Batiste, said that the government has approved the amendment of the Maternity Act, which will not only positively impact mothers, but also fathers and adoptive parents. That is definitely good news for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, especially the mothers, because when you go into the details of it, it gives a lot more protection for mothers to be able to retain their jobs even after giving birth to their child.
Of fathers, biological fathers, and adoptive parents to leave when we have a situation of a mother delivering a baby. That, colleagues, will be addressed. And I want to stress, not just the biological fathers, but also for adoptive parents.
Minister Batiste said it will also allow parental leave for guardians and fathers in the event the mother dies. The amendment of the Act will also include breastfeeding breaks.
Lactating mothers will be statutorily protected for time spent on breastfeeding or the expression of breast milk. And they would be allocated time to do so, and let me add, time with pay. So they will not be penalized in that treating with the issue of breastfeeding.
Minister Batiste added that the amendments would also include anti-discrimination.
The legislation will introduce explicit provisions prohibiting termination, demotion, reduced pay, or loss of opportunities due to pregnancy, maternity, paternity, parental leave, or breastfeeding breaks.
The Labour Minister also said women will no longer be penalized for becoming pregnant twice in 1 year. He said, as it stands, women can only apply for maternity benefits once in every 24 months, and that will be no more. Minister Batiste shared that the Maternity Protection Act will be amended for whenever there's a pregnancy, women will be entitled to protection. Daniel John, TTT News.
New sporting arena to expand services for persons with disabilities. Minister of the People, Social Development and Family Services, Vandana Mohit, has announced that Cabinet has approved the design and construction of an inclusive sporting arena to complement and expand the services of the National Therapeutic and Resource Center for Persons with Disabilities at Carlson Field in Shogunas. Once again, that is good news for those fellow citizens of Trinidad and Tobago who have those disabilities.
This facility will not be an afterthought. It will be purpose-built, designed to support physical rehabilitation, adaptive sports, therapeutic reaction, and inclusive community engagement. And I'm sure a lot of citizens would agree with me, because if we look throughout our country and we look for a sporting arena for persons with disabilities, you don't see any of that. So we have taken up this challenge and mandate, and we will deliver to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. What we will do during fiscal 26 is collaborate with multiple technical and sectoral partners to advance design and construction.
Tired of losing your keys, phone, or coins in that annoying gap between your car seat and the console? We've got the perfect solution. Our universal car seat gap fillers are back in stock, ready to save your stuff and make your ride clutter-free. Available in black, brown, beige, and red, they're designed to fit any car seat and blend perfectly with your interior. Simply WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order and enjoy delivery straight to your door in just 1 to 3 days. US $50 million facility creates 250 permanent jobs with 98% filled by Guyanese staff. Guyana's president, Dr. Irfan Ali, on Saturday said, during the opening of the AC Marriott Hotel at Ogle, East Coast, Demerara. It is a powerful reflection of confidence in Guyana's economy and a symbol of the country's deliberate development path. That is a leader the Prime Minister Kamala Persad should be following right about now. The president linked the growth of high-end hospitality to significant increases in air traffic and international connectivity over the past 4 years. Citing official figures, he said arriving passenger traffic increased by close to 450%. Wow, that's a lot. International landings grew by 254%, and the number of aircraft servicing Guyana expanded by more than 400%. He also noted that international carriers grew by 220%, and destinations served increased by 184%, with total traffic across all ports of entry to surpass 1.2 million in 2025. That is what you call growth at an exponential rate. Last evening, President Dr. Irfan Ali joined the team at Banks DIH for the commissioning of the malt bottling plant, an important milestone that reflects growing investor confidence, strengthens local value-added production, and advances government's continued push to expand industrial capacity, creates jobs, of course, for their citizens, and diversify Guyana's economy, of course, using what? Energy industry as the backbone of their economy. Rehabilitation works on several roadways impacted by Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica are slated to start by the end of January, the National Works Agency says. The government has allocated an initial $5 billion Jamaican dollars to undertake repairs to sections of the road network damaged during the passage of Category 5 system on October 28. The program has been finalized and contractors are now being engaged to execute works across the country, said Stephen Shaw, NWA Communications and Customer Services Manager. He was providing an update on post-hurricane activities in an interview with JIS, the government's news agency. He explained that a portion of the allocations has already been utilized to clear blocked roads, drains, and removed downed or fallen trees and utility poles in the aftermath of the hurricane. We continue to pray for the people of Jamaica, and we continue to hope and pray that Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister, will ensure that his administration focuses also the restoration of infrastructure in the rural communities in Jamaica. President Trump has announced a major push to cap credit interest rates at 10%. Now, this is one of the best news, I'm sure, that Americans have heard in a very long time, declaring that the current average rates of 20% and 30% are ripping off the citizens, ripping off American consumers. In a bold statement addressing the financial burden on households, Trump set a specific target date of January 20th, 2026 for this new cap to be fully people implemented. This is wonderful news. The proposal aims to drastically reduce the cost of borrowing for millions of Americans who carry revolving debt. Trump argued that the gap between the prime rate and what credit card companies charge is excessive and predatory, stating, "We will not let our people be ripped off by credit card companies." If enacted, this policy would force major financial institutions to significantly restructure their lending models to comply with a single-digit or low double-digit limit. My response: meanwhile, Prime Minister Kamala Persad here in Trinidad and Tobago is doubling everything in TNT. Trump isn't perfect, of course, but he's not governing his nation the way Kamala Persad is doing here in Trinidad and Tobago. Republicans' policies usually promote lower taxes, less regulations, while Democrats, PNM, and this new version of the UNC does the complete opposite. Now for the interesting facts segment, a Libyan mobile phone dealer has received a shipment of Nokia feature phones that were originally ordered in 2010, people, but only arrived in 2026 nearly 16 years later. Now, that's what you call late delivery. The phones appear to be unused, still packaged, and consistent with models sold during the early 2010s. While the exact cause of the delay has not been officially confirmed, the shipment was likely lost or held up due to geopolitical instability and conflict that erupted in Libya shortly after the order was placed. By the time the shipment arrived, the phones were already technologically obsolete, but the dealer filmed unboxing the new vintage devices, which have now become accidental collector's items rather than everyday stocks. I'm sure he's going to be able to sell it and still make a profit, but wow. Japanese engineering giant Shimizu Corporation has proposed an ambitious solution to Earth's energy crisis, turning the moon itself into a massive solar power plant. Dubbed the Lunar Ring, the concept involves constructing a continuous belt of solar cells around the moon's 6,800-mile equator. Because the moon has no atmosphere to block sunlight, the system could generate a steady stream of up to 13,000 terawatts of power, far exceeding the entire world's current energy consumption. The plan relies on advanced robotics to mine lunar soil for concrete and ceramics, minimizing the materials needed from Earth itself. Once generated, the electricity would be converted into microwave or laser beams and transmitted to receiving nations on Earth, providing a 24/7 source of clean energy regardless of the weather. Wow. Shimizu has suggested that construction could theoretically begin as early as 2035, marking a shift towards virtually inexhaustible, non-polluting energy. Closing off now with the travel segment. The Good Sir Mountains in British Columbia, Canada, offer diverse tourism from challenging alpine climbing of the towering Mount Good Sir, the second highest in the Southern Rockies, within Yoho National Park, known for its stunning views, to the accessible, family-friendly trails of nearby Good Sir Nature Park, a unique botanical garden near Prince George featuring native plants, wildlife, and informal plant museum for a peaceful nature escape. Expect breathtaking vistas, dense forests, and beautiful lakes within the dramatic landscapes of Yoho National Park. Reaching climbing routes involves significant hiking, often requiring multi-day trips, making it an experience for adventurers. You won't be disappointed with this one. Look and feel great every day. Painless trimming with no pulling of hair guaranteed. Comfortable to hold and lightweight. Intelligent anti-pinch system. Safety travel lock. Accurate and painless trimming. Durability 100% quality. Fast charging. To place an order, call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Folks, that brings us to the end of today's headline news. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe most of all. In Jesus' name.